Hot, hot, hot.
Hello.
Yeah, the mics are hot and live and on. It's on and okay, I ain't gonna do that.
Don't do
but
it.
I will say good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome to this talk show with me and my wife. You know,
Yes,
we
we are
we
your
up here
hosts.
talking and saying something that probably somebody can benefit from. I guess
Somebody, somewhere
you know. And so
gonna have a
so
takeaway
hello.
from this.
You know, I hope you're enjoying Radio Wave and the Radio Wave for You app. I hope you're enjoying it and getting all the benefits from it. But I tell you what, we just want to make sure that that you be blessed in your relationships. That's why we come with this
Yes.
show and everything. So that's why we say we are Paul and
Tara
Thompson,
Thompson.
and this is Married with Benefits.
Benefits.
Yeah, you almost forgot it, didn't you? You were looking like, hold on, let me get it right. Let me get it right.
No, I just was
You,
looking because you were looking, so I was like,
because I almost forgot it. So,
Ha! See,
well, you know,
Yes.
sometimes we do a few things and you got a few different intros and you got to remember
Yes.
sometimes, you know. And but yeah, this is Married with Benefits, and so my wife came up with that title. She came up with that, and is pretty catchy. She always have the little catchy slogans and sayings.
Yeah,
I'm just basic with my stuff.
He's
but,
regular.
Yeah, regular. You know, like regular.
Regular one.
Regular.
Yeah.
But
That's my wife and kids.
but yeah, that's my wife and kids. Yeah, but we want to say hello to you. Hope you're having a good day in Indianapolis. It is raining. It's been raining all day. I
Yes.
tell you, man,
I
it's
don't
been
really
raining
care
all
for
day.
it.
And so even though it's been raining all day, we still trucking and moving and making it do what it do.
Yes.
We want to also remind you that we just don't come on Thursdays for Married with Benefits and just do this, but we also are pastors.
Yes.
And we pastor a church called Global Harvest Christian Church. And we have our Sunday morning services at 55 South State Ave on the third floor in the auditorium every Sunday at 11 o'clock. And we also definitely do it virtually on Facebook on the Global Harvest page. We do
Yes.
that at 11 o'clock also. The building we use now, because we're in transition, is not real huge. But last Sunday, a lady joined because she
Yes.
was looking at us on live. And so I said, you know, we got room for other people if you want to come on in and everything. And she said, well, I came on in.
Yes.
And so she joined. We didn't open the doors.
She joined in June and we didn't even know it.
Yeah, she joined while she was on Facebook. So if
But because
anybody,
it was virtual,
if anybody been checking
so
us
she
out
had
on
set
Facebook,
herself
y'all
that
make sure y'all come on and let us know you joined.
Yeah, we make
but
room for you.
but come on out. They get there on time, and we'll facilitate you, and we sanitize everything literally,
Yes,
from the
we do.
lights to the seats to the podium to everything. We sanitize
in
everything.
person.
When you walk to the door, there's sanitizer right there at the door, and you know you always have the option to keep your face mask on, and we try to separate everybody so everyone will be safe. So that's Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. 55 South State Ave on the third floor in the auditorium here in the beautiful city of Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah,
is
and so
another
so
city.
you stay tuned and stay locked in with my wife's page on Facebook and everything, because on Mondays we do a show and we do Advancing the Kingdom,
Yes.
and we have our Bible study every Wednesday on
Yes.
on
the
Facebook
Global
on the
Harvest
Global
page.
Harvest page. So the best thing to do is like us on Facebook, subscribe to our stuff on YouTube, Paul and Tara Thompson. Subscribe to it on YouTube. Subscribe. And also you can go to GACC Indy, and that's for Global Harvest on YouTube, and subscribe to that, and just stay connected. That way you'll know everything that's going on.
We need you to get plugged in.
Plugged
so
in.
You can catch us, on all the various things that we are embarking upon.
Yeah, we embarking upon. We embarking.
We embark.
Oh, embarking. But really, we want you to stay connected real good.
this is gonna be a
Married
long
with benefits, man. We last week, what we talked about last week? I forgot what we talked about last week. I just thought about that
I
thing.
should have been talking about how I need to get paid. I need to receive a government grant or something, because we are in just about a week coming up on 26 years of marriage.
August the
and
6th.
And the government needs to pay me for what I have been through. Just like veterans, that's right, yes, please.
Or-
just like, the veterans.
Or
Well, you know what? They didn't pay them what they need either.
or they should I mean, really, you've been 26 years.
Let's see where this is going.
26 years. You've been blessed to be married to me for 26 years.
Yes.
26 years of a
Amen.
good
Amen.
husband, of a fine man of God, of good sex, of I did that on
No
purpose.
lies detected.
I did it just for you. but no, because we say this ain't no church broadcast. We just,
Right.
I mean, if you married and having bad sex, you need to get a book or see a
please.
counselor or do
That's-
something. Married with
terrible.
bad sex equals cheating or divorce,
Yep.
or just a mean,
Something
grumpy
is gonna-
woman,
Ooh.
or man or whatever. Because you see,
who's doing it bad?
you see that I was talking to some, we talk to people that's not saved, every day, and so I was talking to some guys, and they married, and I'm trying to figure out why they masturbating. They married men masturbating and everything. I'm like, you got a wife, I mean, you
They
can
have
legally,
wives, and yet they
yeah, they, because they don't give it up enough for this and that and
Wow.
everything. And I'd be like, that's just crazy. I mean, really, that's just, when you think of this is crazy and everything. And then, you got women that satisfy themselves when the man can't satisfy them.
Right.
And so it's important that we make sure awkward,
la, la,
uncomfortable
la.
situations here. But you
gonna be
need to have
alright.
but in marriage, you need to have a good sex life. You really do.
yes.
Just like other stuff, you need to have a good sex life. It's important. I don't
I mean,
care
that's
how.
a part of the package.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, then God would be okay with sex outside of the marriage. But because He is not,
If you keep
he,
it right.
He ordained it for the marriage, so that's what it's supposed to be in. That was
Yeah,
His
that's the
plan
intent.
all along. And God, everything that God made is good, and He's always been trying to look out for us.
Yeah, if y'all
in
listen,
every aspect.
if you do
so.
each other right, you won't have to worry about looking for nobody else. You good,
Right.
I mean, you good. You gotta just enjoy yourself, And so it's important that you make sure that is on point. But that's a serious issue.
It is.
In church, I know in church it's a serious issue because we've seen and heard from women that's sexually frustrated.
Yeah.
We've talked to men that's sexually frustrated.
Yes.
We've talked to couples that's been married and haven't been doing it for like months.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
understand.
That's something.
I mean,
Something's
yeah.
wrong.
Something terribly is wrong, and sexless marriages,
Yeah, that's married with no benefits.
none at all. Well,
And so-
must be some other benefits, but that part is not beneficial
Yeah,
to anybody.
So somebody said, "Hey, is that I was
Yeah.
losing that
You
Felicia?
don't know who that
Is
is.
that her last name
I know.
Huckleberry?
Yes,
Hey,
it is.
Huckleberry.
Yes, she and her
Felicia
husband
Huckleberry.
are pastors here in the city.
Hey, they here in the city, in the
Yes.
Indy. Oh, well, praise the Lord. Well, we pray you enjoying and having a good old time. Pray your sex life good too.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. And so I'm just getting
to
everybody's
pray for
attention, saying
people.
sex. Let's talk about sex. Now, wait, talk about some sex, and then we hit something that's really
start
meaningful.
tuning in.
I guess I just come to the
Then
place.
right after that, you say pray.
Yeah, I come to the place that I really come to the place that after a while, church makes people sometimes feel shame and
Right.
I'm like, I just say what you say, be real.
Right.
and some of the most scandalous, horniest, perverted, cheating people are the ones that act like they don't think about it.
Right.
And I'm serious.
Yes,
I am
yes.
so serious.
Yes.
And it's time we real people.
Yes,
we
we
real
are.
people. I don't care how many clergy colleges and robes you wear. You a real person, and you better learn that. You better learn to make sure that you and your wife are satisfied. The Bible talks about that. For you Christians out there, it says, and let your wife, let the wife of your youth satisfy you. Y'all should be satisfied. You should be married with benefits and satisfied. We have so many people that's married that's not satisfied. And I'm not even talking about sexual. I'm talking about they're not satisfied.
Right.
You got some that have good sex life, but yet they can't communicate worth nothing. Some people have good sex life, but yet they just got other problems in other areas,
Right.
emotional areas. And so that's not the only thing, but that's just one of the
Very true.
things.
Yeah.
But it's like, we should be married and fulfilled.
Yes.
It don't mean everything's perfect, but
Right,
we should have some fulfillment, in some type of way.
And when there is not, and when there are issues, we should be able to talk about it. We shouldn't be ashamed and sit there and suffer, as I say, in
Suffer in
silence.
silence.
Yeah, and we should not be the ones.
I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to get her going or get him going.
We shouldn't be having to deal with those type of restrictions. If anybody's going to talk about it, you better, it's like this, like we used to always say about raising your children. If you don't teach them certain things, or even dealing with sex, you need to say certain things to them and teach them things, because otherwise they will learn it from their peers and probably learn it incorrectly.
Yeah.
And they'll learn things wrong. And that's why you want people to learn the right way.
Yeah.
So I feel like those with the right information and that have the right foundation should be talking about it. Ms.
Yeah.
Huckleberry here, Mrs. said, this is needed. Rip the Band-Aid off. So yeah, we rip the Band-Aids off just about every week. Somebody's saying, ouch, every week. But okay, let's get into what we were going to talk about today. So
You
we
like
can-
talking about the sex?
Well, yeah,
life?
I was fine. I just was.
Ain't nothing else to talk about, is it? No, I'm just, let's get in an argument so we can make up now.
A lot of the men are like, yes, please talk about it, because it is true. Women, a lot of times, I'm not saying all women, however, women, it happens both ways. I'm just saying women because I'm a woman, so I've heard from a lot of women
Yeah,
concerning
you are
that.
a woman.
Yes, I am. You would know that. Amen. So,
Some folks can't tell.
you can't. You really can't. Somebody can get shot sometime. But anywho, women act like sometimes you can't love Jesus and your husband at the same time. Like they don't know how, like they lose all of their virtue. And so therefore they become very frigid and cold and women, we deal with a lot of other stuff. So we have these our body image, our self-image, our self-rejection, perceived rejection, just so many different things and stigmas that cause us. We take all those same things right in the bedroom with us. And even after you say I do, and so now, it's a known fact. You should be having sex. You're married. However, it just, for some people, it gets worse.
Turn the lights on.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's saying, no, turn the lights off. Turn the lights on. And, there's now that's one we can definitely get into.
What, turn the lights on?
No.
What?
Just talking about.
Oh, I don't know.
He's a mess.
No,
He really is. No, I'm talking about the just the different insecurities and issues that can affect you
It's important
as
because
a couple because of your individual things.
everybody that's listening to this and that will listen to it is not married.
Right.
And we know we know how to say we know personally. Saying we know is personally, so we don't have to say personally. There's a little English lesson for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to say me personally. Me establishes personal.
Yeah.
So we know a lot of people in the church that go to Global and that go to other churches,
Right.
especially a lot of females that's in the place to where they are wanting to be married, and they want to be married. They want to have a husband and stuff. And and then there's a lot of people from in and outside the church, that females that deals with those body images, those little things they deal with. And so since you hit it, let's hit that real quick about how you need to overcome your insecurities of your body, insecure, because I know everybody always say, be black or white or green or yellow or whatever color you are and beautiful and be proud of it. But it's easy sometimes to say more so than to act out.
Yes,
and everything. And so you got to get comfortable in who you are as a woman, as a man. But I'm talking to women specifically now. You got to be comfortable in who you are in the midst of all of the stuff that's out there. Actually, big women now, it seems like big women coming in demand. It's like that, it's like, hey.
That's side.
And so it's like now,
voluptuous.
Yeah, we have to begin, a lot of women, even men, but I know women deal with, I know in the past more, I have to make sure they overcome their insecurities.
Yes.
Yes. And as a woman, real quick, before we talk about the he said, she said, they said, just really talk to some of them, because they deal with that stuff, because they be like, they really work. I want to lose his weight before, so I can get ready, so I can be married. That's cool. But your husband needs to learn to accept you for who you are, period. Right. Now, not because of your body, because inevitably your body's going to change. It's just inevitable.
Yes.
Now, the thing about it is you want to be the best version of you can be.
That's right.
So, you don't need to be like, just accept me for what I am. No, you want to be the best you can be, but you have to overcome the insecurities in your body and the shame that you have in your body, so that when you do get married, you can get undressed in front of your husband, whether you got a roll or not, whether you got some dimples or not, or whatever, just whatever. And, just do what you do, and be proud of it, in the sense of, I'm married, my husband loved me, and we're satisfied with who we are. We're still working on some stuff.
That's right.
I'm working on this dimple, that roll, but love yourself,
Right.
And it helps out when you start doing things, doing things to better yourself. Right. When you just start walking and eating right and doing certain things, little exercise, little stuff you do,
those little things,
that improvements.
Make you feel so accomplished.
Make you feel better about yourself
and everything. And you do have to develop a love and an appreciation for yourself. And I tell people, because even I, who doesn't have a weight loss goal? I think everybody has a weight. Even the smallest person still wants to alter their weight, reshape something. But no matter how big or small you are or how you're shaped, you need to first of all find things that work for you where you are. Because even if your plan is to lose weight or to gain a little or to reshape this before you get married or before the honeymoon, before the big day, or if he hasn't shown up yet, or whatever the case might be, or while he's already with you, you've got to love you for where you are.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will never be satisfied. And everything, you'll always think that other people have ulterior motives because you have one with yourself.
Yeah.
That you are conditional with yourself, which makes it okay for other people to be conditional with you. And I think that inadvertently, without actually saying it, without being vocal, you are giving people that permission to accept you or reject you based on your appearance, and to let you to approve you or disapprove of you. When really, we should approve of ourselves, and just from Jump Street. And if there's something that, no, not 21 Jump Street. But you've got to, you've got to love yourself. I remember a comedian said it was an acronym for ugly. Yeah, you got to love yourself.
Well, they do, and the thing about it, this is one thing that helped, is even when you're dealing with insecurity, because I don't care who you are, you're going to have something that you deal with insecurity, no matter what. All your life, you're going to always have something you're dealing with. It don't have to be detrimental, but if you get to that place and realize that, first of all, okay, my first thing to do to love myself is this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start dressing, and I'm gonna start doing my hair. I'm gonna start wearing the best that I can wear, do the best that I can do with what I have, and I'm gonna start fixing up. Because sometimes you can do better. You know,
Yes.
and because you're believe it or not, y'all, I don't care what you say, it's the truth. It's been proven. The way people present themselves on the
Yes.
outside is very much indicative of how they
Of how
feeling
they
on the
feel on the
inside.
inside. That's
Because
right.
you know, and people may try to show something that look nice one day, but if you look at somebody's life consistently,
Yeah.
their consistent outward appearance will let you know what's going on the
Yes.
inside.
And a lot of times you find people kind of dummy down their outside because they don't value themselves. I know that I am.
They'll call themselves fat because
Yeah,
they don't want
it's
nobody
like
else to call
let
them
me
fat.
shoot myself
Yeah, you
down
know,
before
my fat
you
self.
have. Yes, and that is a defense mechanism
Yeah.
that people do. Like let me joke myself before you can joke about me. Let me put myself down before anyone else can.
Yeah.
And I get that, and I used to participate in that. And I mean, and sometimes it's a bad habit that people, we can still do in other areas because we may feel inadequate with something, or sometimes we feel ill prepared. So we will, shoot ourselves down, go ahead before anybody else has a chance to point the finger and notice this area. But I feel like this about it. Sometimes we feel these certain ways because whether we mean to or not, we have allowed someone else's opinion, and this is where it kind of still ties us into he said, she said, they said, which is where we're going to go eventually, a whole lot of saying.
If you hurry up and get to your point, I'm just
You know
messing. Go ahead, go
what?
ahead, go ahead.
She about to say something, and y'all can't hear what she gonna say. But no, we have somehow allowed someone's opinion or something to get in there and to, dig a place in there where it gets under our skin or it's in our subconscious. And some criticisms and different things and people's observations, yes, they are helpful, but there are some that are damaging.
Yep.
And we sometimes are starting in a deficit because we're already, starting in the negative. And you have to build yourself up from that. And it comes from sometimes what you're surrounded with. growing up.
You can get some life coaching from us because we got some life coaching skills.
Yes.
My wife took life coaching classes and everything.
Yeah.
We do faith coaching, life coaching. We're coaching everything.
We do relationship
and everything.
coaching.
Yeah. So
yes.
if you really do need some like either life coach,
Yes.
and a mentor, a helper, somebody to help you, then contact us. And we that's
Yes.
part of the things that we do, build people up. Not only in church, but we build people up.
Yes.
One of the things that you need to start to exercise is this. Females, males, whoever. What does it have to do with married with benefits? A whole lot, because if you get yourself right, that's half of the problem of the marriage. And so
Yes.
so that's one part of the problem you won't have to be dealing with. And sometimes getting yourself right is important in order for you to even get married, because some people
Yes.
not going to get married till they get you right, until you get right. So one thing you need to start doing is looking in the mirror at yourself on purpose and saying good about yourself only, and begin to only speak good about yourself and look at yourself. Look at yourself. Some of you women need to wear your bra and your panties in the bathroom and look at yourself and say,
Yes.
"I'm beautiful." I was about to get all spiritual. I was about to go. I was about, as they say in the church, I was about to go in. You need to say, "I'm beautiful. I'm a conqueror. I can do all things.
Yeah.
Through Christ.
I'm a queen. I'm a king. I'm beautiful.
Yeah, I'm worth. I have self-worth.
Yes.
I have self-value.
I'm valuable.
Yeah,
I
you need to
value
do that,
myself.
and you need to look at yourself, and all that. And then don't be being perverted, but we just look at yourself, Yeah, I went in the mirror, bro, and looked at myself. But don't take a selfie while you in there. Just look at yourself.
Don't
and
send it to
and
people,
they
please.
call them affirmations in the world.
Yeah,
In the church, we call it confessions. But what you want to do is you want to speak positive about
Yes.
yourself,
Yeah.
and then begin to portray the positive you speak out there as you live, and how you act, and what you wear, and how you talk, and the company you keep. And the thing about it is, some people may say, "Well, that's not real because I don't feel that way." Life is not about how you feel. Life is an act, really, in all
Yeah.
honesty,
have
because you
to
don't
live
feel
it.
like going to work, but you go to work. So if you live based on how you feel, because I'm being real, well, you stay home. Why you at work? You're not being real. real. Get out, get away. Now,
Right.
but I gotta pay bills. Right. You have to live an effective life. An effective life in your own life and relationships don't just happen. Nothing
That's
just
right. It
happens. You have to work at it.
say that
You have to
again.
be intentional. Nothing just happens. You just don't feel good just because you feel good. I felt like crap when I went home and getting ready for this. I was laying on the bed. I ain't feel like doing nothing and everything. I was like, I don't feel like going out. It's rain. I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like talking to nobody.
Yeah.
You know, no, you don't feel like doing nothing. But guess what? It's not about how I feel.
Right.
Watch this. It's about the decision I made that now on Thursdays I do this. So now, no matter how I feel, I do this. That's how you live life. That's how you live life on purpose, not based on how you feel. If we keep living how we feeling, that's a child. You know, that's a baby.
right.
And so I don't mean to get on my tangent, but if you will never find a millionaire that lives based on how they feel only, because they live on intent. They live intentional. They live on purpose. They live based on goals and on their decisions. And so that's how we got to live to thrive.
Right.
You know,
Yes,
it's
yes.
I'm
To
not
not just exist, but
yeah,
really
to
you wanna
thrive. Because when you just, I don't feel like, and you're on your feelings, you go to work, do what you got to do, and you perform for your job. You better perform for yourself.
That's right.
Get out there.
Yes.
Life is, listen, I'm telling y'all,
Yes.
life is an
Applause,
act.
applause.
Life isn't, there's no definition on what your life's supposed to be. Life is an act. You act it out. You live it out. You live out the life you want.
Yes.
You don't just wait for it to happen. I mean, I'm black. You know, nothing happened for me. No, you know, you have to make some things happen.
That's right. That's
And you
right.
Christians, stop waiting on God to do it all. He gave us dominion.
That's
and He
right.
gave you the power to use your faith and to use His word and to change stuff in your life, even in your relationship.
Yes.
You can't say, man, my relationship needs to be fixed. I'm no. You have to put the work in on purpose.
That's right.
You got to do it on purpose.
You have to take responsibility. You got to take ownership, and you know how much we don't like that.
No.
We live in an age and a time where somebody else is always responsible for why you are where you are. It was because they did this. It's because they wouldn't do this. It's because they said this. It's because they didn't say this.
Yeah.
Because they gave me this. Because they took this from me. It's always somebody else's fault, and people are very comfortable with that. And I remember when I tried to blame some stuff on somebody else, and you know, just subconsciously, and you know, God kind of was like, really, and I just was not satisfied with the answer that I was getting until I sat down and I had to be honest with myself about myself, because nobody knows me like me and God.
How we get on this anyway?
And so,
I was like, how we get on this anyway? But go ahead.
But
I feel like we're preaching.
I had to really be honest, because this is stuff that we say in everyday life. The stuff that you hear us say right now is the same stuff we say at church, the same stuff we say in our homes. It's what
You
we
can
talk
use
about
it
in
in
the car.
anything. You can use it in
Yes,
anything.
it applies to all areas and all levels.
We haven't got on He Said,
And
She
so,
Said, They Said.
no, we
yet.
have not officially.
I guess after
launched
break
that
we
one.
had to hit it. So go ahead. Let's get this
But,
tangent out. Come on,
but
let's get
yeah,
it.
all right. Let's tangent.
Let's
this
get it
thing
on
out.
out.
So let's get take responsibility for that, which means we have to grow up. Stop being the same. You can't stay the wounded child that you were and expect to live out a successful adult life.
Right.
That child has to
and
get
you're gonna
healed.
you're gonna
and
throw it on your spouse or your significant other.
Right.
It's gonna affect your relationship.
If you don't deal with it, somebody else is going to have to deal with it indirectly and eventually directly. And there's one person that I know of, whenever she gets into it with her husband, everybody else in her life has to suffer. Everybody has they have to pay for it. When she has issues with her spouse, she begins to then have issues with her siblings, on the job. Everything has got to pay for her children, everybody, and it's just nobody feels like living with that. Nobody else wants to deal with that.
So you have to begin as a woman, as a man, and we started off talking to the women,
Yeah.
that we have to begin to, you have to begin to start I saw on the comments somebody was saying some positive affirmations.
Yes.
You have to begin to, on purpose, affirm yourself.
Yeah.
And get it on the inside and just do it over and over again. You may feel comfortable. You may feel stupid at first.
Yeah.
You know, and if you got a body issue because you're overweight, that's why I say wear your bra and your underwear or whatever, and look at yourself and everything. And I'm beautiful, you know, and look at yourself and begin to not only see how you look, but then begin to change the image of what you want to see.
Right.
You know, and so it's important that you begin to value who you are. Because listen, my black brothers and sisters, we come from royalty.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, think about it. You talk about we talk about whoever in power is normally operating in injustice a lot of times. Because we know black folk, we tore those Hebrew folk up. We were tearing them Hebrew boys, those Hebrews up back in Exodus. The scriptures talk about how the Pharaoh boy, he had some tyranny on the Jews, on the Hebrews.
Yes.
And so we were we come from royalty, you know.
Yes.
And so my black brothers and sisters out there, some of y'all that deal with your self-issue, know that you come from royalty. Even in the Bible, it talks about two of the most powerful nations, two superpowers in the Bible, Egypt and Ethiopia.
That's right.
They black. They're from Africa. And Egypt was known for being a dominant force, and they had slaves. They had the Hebrews, the Jews, basically, the Hebrews in them, and everything. And they were unfair. They was unfair to them, honestly. But they were kings. They were queens. They were people of status and had stuff and that had prominence and everything. Yes. And so when it comes down to even your heritage of being black, you even in Ethiopia talks about the gold of Ethiopia.
Yeah.
You come from wealth, prosperity, and kings and queens. Yes. It's time now, my black brothers and sisters that are listening to me, you need to rise up in that type of mentality that you are a king or you are a queen. You are royalty. You come from royalty in your blood. You hear me? So getting that right mentality of yourself. Right. And so it's a perfect time for us to begin to segue for this and have a little commercial because when we get back, we want to talk about he said, she said, they said. And I think it'll bless you real good. So don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere.
Don't leave us. No, Mama, no,
just stay with us. Please stay with us. We'll see when we get back.
When we get back.
Yeah.
Come on, help me say it. I see a new day dawning. I see a new day dawning. I believe it's almost here. I believe it's almost here. Lord, we are standing in your presence. Lord, we are waiting patiently. Our hearts are ready to receive all of the blessings that you have
And we are back.
We are
Married with Benefits coming at you
Yes.
live again. Hope you enjoyed your break. Got yourself some coffee. Went to use the bathroom or whatever. You could have took your phone with you too, though. But anyway. But listen, I know you got something else.
everywhere.
Before we gonna talk about that, but there's something else that hit you on the break.
Yes.
About the different stuff about the
Yes,
affirmation,
yes.
right?
Yeah, well, it
about
deals
something
with
about you got to
this.
believe.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
go
does
ahead.
not matter what other people say about you
No.
if you don't believe what what you're saying.
That's true.
So
how many
yes.
people? How many of y'all out there heard people say like, "You can do it. You can do it.
Yes.
I know you can do it." But then you said, "No, I can't," and you believe what you
cancel out.
said.
Yes.
More than what you
Yes,
believe what everybody
that's
else
right,
said.
That's right.
Man.
The other thing I wanted to say was
That's true. Say that again. Tell them again. That's true.
it does not matter. I feel like The Rock.
The
or
Rock.
somebody. Yeah, it doesn't matter what other people are saying to you if you're not believing what you say about you.
So now, church lesson, word lesson, preacher time. The way you begin to get how you think about yourself, to change it, the way you do it is you have to start, whether you're saved or not, whether you're in church or not, you have to start having those positive affirmations
Yes.
in the mirror every day. Every day, you have to be consistent with it and you give
Yes,
those
you do.
positive affirmations, and then you have to do that on a consistent level, because after a while, if you begin to do that consistently, if you take every day and do that consistently, and then begin to think on it and start thinking about, I'm beautiful, I have value. Not only do you say it with your mouth, but also you think it during the day on purpose.
Yeah.
And because it takes work to change who you are.
Yes, it
It takes
does.
work to
Woo.
change who you are. I'm telling you. And you got to
No matter
think
how
it.
many surgeries you
Because
have.
this is what I say when I'm preaching. This is what I say when I'm preaching, like this. Information plus meditation equals revelation.
Yes.
If you get the affirmations, the information, and then you start meditating on it,
Yes.
speaking it out, and thinking about it,
Yes.
and let it marinate,
marinate.
it begins to go down into your heart to where it becomes revelation. And when it
Yes.
becomes revelation, that's when it's alive.
Yes, yes. And the other thing I wanted to bring out was, listen, I really do not like it when women do this. I'll say this in short. Stop. Okay, now, let me put it like this. You need to make sure that you are what it is that you're requiring of somebody else.
Come on.
Don't put all this out there. He need to have a 700 something credit score.
Come on.
And yours is 200.
There you go.
It's 250. You need to make
That's
sure
true.
that you are. Don't. I want a man built like this and built like that and this, that, and the other. And yet, you can just.
I don't want no fat man.
Right.
You was
But
on
you
my my 600-pound life. And you talking about something? I don't want no fat man.
Exactly.
I want both of us to be fat.
Right. I mean,
but skinny men like some big women.
They
though.
do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. But,
That's true, though.
That's true.
You have so women, because some, and traditionally in the past,
Yes,
because
I've
sometimes
heard
women look
so
for the
many
savior and
Yes.
look for whether
They want him to come
some
and
of them.
sweep them off.
I
of
know
their
I know
feet.
most of y'all liberated don't be thinking that way no more, but there's still
They
some that
still
be
out
like,
there.
I mean,
Yes,
everybody,
they are.
there's still you still got it where I want somebody with a better car than me, better credit score than me, better house than me, and they're all the type of stuff. So you're saying
Yes.
that the women shouldn't want that to come or want somebody to have what
Okay.
they shouldn't desire it, or what?
No,
What
no,
are you saying?
It's okay to desire it,
Uh-huh.
but you should also desire to be that.
Okay.
Remember, there's some man that's somewhere thinking of the type of woman that he wants, and you're going to get upset, with men that have standards
So
and have prerequisites. And because you feel like you should, it's all in this. You want a woman like this, and blah blah blah. And you doing it, yeah. But what are you
All right.
doing with yourself?
So you saying you talking to the woman and saying, woman, if you want a man with good credit, you need to be working on your credit.
That's right.
Type of thing.
It doesn't mean that you have to have great credit. However, yours should matter to you. You should be trying to take care of it.
Oh, you shouldn't demand more of him than you do of yourself.
Right.
You shouldn't
Yes.
demand more of this. You shouldn't demand more of the other than you do of yourself.
That's right.
That's what, yeah.
If what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
All right, gander.
You can. All right, Jesus.
Well, I mean, we were cool because when we got married, I had nothing.
This is true.
I literally had nothing.
So one thing for sure, you know that
I
you
had
knew that-
nothing.
He really did.
No, seriously, I had nothing. I had a car. Then I sold it, didn't I? Whatever.
you had sold
then
your
your mom
car.
and dad gave us a car, but yeah, I had nothing.
No.
You were crazy, girl.
Yeah. Well, he knew I
She
wasn't
was-
marrying him
nah.
for his stuff. That's the truth. But I mean,
But yeah, but
you
go ahead and
can-
finish your
but
thought.
it's
I've been
okay to
interrupting you.
also desire to be with someone that you can build together. Because I hear people, and of course, we know what type of people we want. Say for our daughters and for our sons. However, there's also it's a good thing to be able to build together.
Yeah.
And grow together, and that there's a lot that goes
what
for
she
that.
said.
So, yeah, so I like that.
So yeah, and that's what we did. We had to build it together. Now you got all
Yes.
this. You got that big place we live with all them bedrooms now. You got that car you wanted that we drove up here now and everything. Man, you just been blessed. You just been blessed. Incoming. We got a call on the line.
All right, you want me to take the call?
Answer the call.
Okay, all right.
Pick up the phone.
All right, caller.
Hey, this is Kimberly, and I'm glad that you said that because when I married my husband, he was laid off. I was just repoling with his mother. And sometimes we look at a package, and because it's not wrapped as pretty as we think it should be wrapped, we throw the package away, not realizing that there is diamonds on the inside.
Say
So we
that.
have to stop judging things. Don't get me wrong. I needed to make sure he was able to provide.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
But a lot of women, we look for those things. He has to have a car. He has to have a body this, body that. But suppose he was just in a situation where he can't do that.
That's right.
Well.
That's
You know,
right.
You have to be willing to not just judge a book by its cover. See, I said I wasn't going to call in, but I have to call in on that one.
Well, that's good when you can call in and get on.
It
the
was
list.
like fire shut up in the bones.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey.
Yes. So yeah, I mean that's the truth.
That was the one and only Kimberly Kent.
Yes, that was her.
That was her. The Kimberly
The
Kent.
yeah, she needs a
Yes.
page. The Kimberly.
Was it CEO? CEO? She's
She's
the
the
CEO,
CEO
right? Isn't
and
that the
all
title?
of that.
Yeah, of
Boss
Radio
lady.
Wave. And so that's true. You gotta be able, but you gotta recognize it. Because you
Yes.
got some that can fool you. So you gotta make sure you don't get
yeah.
fooled. That's why before you say I do, spend some time in that engagement. You
That's
know,
right, yeah.
spend some before you say spend some time. Get to know the person before you say I do and get engaged. Even that, spend some time because time to bring out the person.
Time will
let you
tell.
know if they really got
Yeah.
potential or if they really just a jokester.
Right.
Because there's some people that fake it real good
Right.
and everything. I mean, because they want to, they'll be with her and be with you because you got a good job. Some of the women and they be like, I'm just down and out right now, and then they just want to live off
Find
you.
out that
You know?
down and out has lasted for 10 years.
Yeah, when
Okay,
after a
that's
while,
not
you're supposed to get up after a while.
Right. Get up and in.
And so you do
Being
need to,
down.
because I had nothing. I had nothing but a dream. I had nothing but a call of God in my life. I had nothing but, that's it. This is me and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And but you knew, where I was going, things that I desired, where I wanted to go, and you saw it in me and everything. And then other than that, everything we built together. So so it's
Yes.
like, can you get a prenup for that?
No.
No, okay, all right, but everything that
I shoulda had
happens,
the
we
prenup.
just it just worked together.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's how it'll happen. You'll find somebody and y'all get in the trenches together and y'all work that thing out.
Yes.
And that's why it's important to have good communication.
Yes.
Communication.
Communication.
Man. Yeah, man.
And that's where we come to. He
He
said,
say, she say.
they said.
Because we come to find out of almost 26 years, 26 years of marriage, this
Yes.
August the 6th, we are taking gifts, we're taking money, we're
Yes,
taking
we are.
everything, all that stuff. And so we found out that men and women have a different language because they got
Yes.
different natures, but they got a different language, you know?
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
you know, we hear stuff different sometimes and we say
my
stuff different.
goodness, yes. You know, there's some things that I can say, and I'm like, how did you get that? Because, you know, I call him Donnie. And I say, Donnie, how did you just get that out of what I said? Because to him, the translation was, you know, so what you saying? You saying that, you know, this, and I'm like, where did you get that from?
Well, you know what happens. You could be expressing your feelings about something, and I saw something real cool here that I was reading when as we was looking around and stuff, because I was looking, you know, because like it says, well, men don't rate their feelings as highly in their minds as women. And so you will think, you will be feeling a certain way about a certain thing, and you be talking about something and everything, and you can be dealing with something that has nothing to do with an offense.
Right.
But all of a sudden, you can start talking about how, you know, Donnie, because I, you know, dealing with the financial pressure right now, you know, and all that and everything. And you can be talking about how dealing with the financial pressure is really, you know, really getting me, you know, to the place where I'm really having headaches and everything. So, you know, pray for me. And you could be saying something like that or relating to something else. But because I heard the financial pressure, the first thing that I register is, well, so you saying I can't provide? What you saying? What you saying? I, you know, you coming against me as a man working, and so a man sometimes will hear stuff, and they will get the stuff. If anything is being relayed, if they don't watch it, they can take everything personal to the point of coming against their manhood.
Right.
I'm not providing, or I'm not, you know, I'm not man enough in this area, and it calls into a place, gets them to a place to where instead of them communicating, now they're validating, you know, and so it's crazy. That was pretty good.
That was good right there.
And so we talk different sometimes.
Yes, we do.
They say women talk more than men, you know.
Yeah, women use more
Traditionally,
words.
they say that.
Yes.
I found some very chatty men.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, some men these days brothers be chatty.
I know, yes.
I'm like, dude, you too chatty. That's a woman's thing. I mean, a chatty man is annoying sometimes. I mean, I understand sometimes you may have some coffee or whatever. You may be, you know, whatever. You may be a little talkative, excited, but I found some very chatty men.
Yeah.
But they say traditionally women have more words.
Yes.
And then men, and sometimes, you know, sometimes we ride and go places and we won't really be talking.
Yeah.
And not because we just whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And so he and she, there's different ways that men communicate and women communicate, and a lot of times a man sometimes won't be as vulnerable
That's
to
right,
the woman with his communication.
Right.
He'll, you know, sometimes he'll want to hide it and keep the traditional thing that messed him up, because we got to condense it.
Yes.
God bless you. He'll keep it. He want to keep the traditional thing of how a man should be, and instead of letting his feelings come out, he'll let other stuff come out. For instance, she said, he said, they said. How women talk, how men talk and communicate, and how other people get in your business and mess up your communication.
Yes.
Because when we first got married, I was very what's the word?
I'm not sure.
How I was, and then until people start getting and talking, and I start changing how I treated you or whatever. I was more tender, or I was more inconsiderate.
Yes, you
something
were.
like that.
You were. You definitely.
I was
were
more
very,
thoughtful.
Yes,
I'll be a little
you're
more
very
thoughtful
considerate
and
tender.
and and be
is a
more
very
and
good
all that
word.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, because I was fresh, boy. I finished reading the books. I finished doing all that type of stuff
was
and
hot off
everything.
the press.
And so, but I was doing all that type of stuff. But then they But then they got in my ear,
And they said
started saying how a man should be. Because I was 19 when I got married,
Yeah.
so they started saying how men should be. They started saying, how a woman should be. So when they saying, well, a woman should be this way and a man should be this way, and you should be having stuff like this and everything, and all that. Then I came, and then it got in my head, and now instead of me being more understanding about something, now all of a sudden I had to fight then being a tyrant,
Yeah.
because I want to prove to them that
Right.
that I got things on lock. I
Yeah.
got things on check.
Yes.
I got things together. And instead of like, what, if you ain't cook nothing, so what? Fine, I'll cook for you. That wasn't our traditional type of thing that we was around.
Right.
So it was like I had to I messed up. I started messing up the way I did stuff because I was trying to prove myself to other men who was married, but most of their marriage wasn't even good.
Yeah, they were very
and then
unsuccessful
they had
at marriages.
they had some very, 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 very sexually deprived women.
yes.
That and so you just saw men. I was listening to men that just unga bunga,
Yeah.
okay, baby,
They're like-
and roll
yeah,
over
like-
and go to sleep,
yeah,
and the
like
women
cavemen.
just okay, and then the caveman mentality. When I'm learning how to communicate and talk, it's not because in church, how a lot of tradition, like women submit to your husband.
That's right.
I was like, no, we supposed to work together, submit one to another. We
Right.
supposed to,
Yeah.
and so it started changing the way I started doing stuff. After a while, it started changing and affecting how we dealt with one another, or how I dealt with you because of what they said.
Right.
So you can't let they mess up what you got going on.
That's right. Because if you begin to, if what they have to say about you begins to matter more than what you and your spouse have to say, you're gonna have trouble. You're gonna
Yeah.
have problems. And usually the people that are on the outside don't know what they're talking about anyway.
No, and
because
you-
they don't know you.
Well,
they don't know the
in
two
marriage,
of
you don't have to prove nothing. Y'all are partners.
Right.
Y'all supposed to be together. It's supposed to be you and them against the world.
Yes.
So you're not trying to
Us
prove
against
that
the
I'm
world.
this and I'm this over this person.
Right.
We just, however, we need to be for each other.
That's right.
In a sense, and so when you let them get in this in your situation, unless it's somebody that's talking good, and let them get in your situation, it's just going to cause more chaos,
Yes,
and it's going to get you in the place of you trying to prove yourself to everybody else, and trying to show off to everybody else, and they don't have to go home with nobody. They don't have to go home with you. You don't have to go home with them. They don't have to deal with the issues. And so when it comes down to it, you was talking about that communication, that roles in communication
Yeah.
is very important, that we realize that we are different, that man is
Yeah.
different than women. And so sometimes we will think differently. We will do things different. We will perceive stuff differently. Sometimes a man will think more conquer minded, or think more task oriented. Okay, come on, you think about sex, but come on, let's do this thing. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with so we could go do this thing, do this over here. And you be like, get it over with. What you mean? And so a woman, I'm not saying that's what I was saying or say, I'm just using for example. But that's how some men are we're more task oriented and everything.
Yeah.
We're more competition oriented, And so
goodness.
we have to realize the difference. The differences between man and woman, in order to communicate one with another
Yep.
properly with our words and actions.
Yes, yeah, and it's okay to be different. You don't want to be married to yourself, so we need the differences
That's weird.
in. Yeah, that's kind of freakish. You need the differences that you have, because I believe we complement one another. If I just changed to meet everything that you need, it kind of takes some of that spontaneity, and because after all, what attracted you to me was not how much like you I was. It was you fell in love with me. So therefore that's all I should have to keep being is me.
Yeah,
and
just
when
keep-
you
just
don't marry
keep
people and try to
upgrading.
make them right.
Just
don't
be
make
you
them a
and keep
project.
upgrading.
Oh,
No, a project is annoying.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Yeah.
annoying. And then, one thing I do have right here is that when faced with tough times, men become non-communicative. My non-communicative.
That's okay.
That's it, right?
Leave it that one.
Okay. That meant a lot of times, in other words, some people, in other words, you shut down.
And shut down, yeah.
You're shut down and everything. You try and figure it all out in your head.
Yeah,
I got it.
It's got to make sense. You're being logical.
Yeah, and so a lot of times people just like, let me in. What's going on? Let me in.
Right.
Let me in. What's going on? And so when in tough times, you don't need to abandon ship. You don't need to just isolate yourself in that relationship, marriage, any type of relationship. In tough times, that's when communication is the most important.
Yeah.
It's so important that you make sure that you communicate with one another and stay as they say, seeing eye to eye. Because that's what's gonna help y'all overcome that thing. Because two better than one.
Right.
I mean, y'all a partnership. You looking for a partner, you got one.
That's right.
You got a lifelong partner and everything. We've tried to find somebody to be in a business partner with, so we can go and do this enterprise and do that. Well, you got a life partner that you all can actually get together and get anything done and accomplish anything if y'all just stick together and stay together. If you have found two people, if you can just find two people in a relationship and as being friends, best friends, business partners, husbands and wives, whatever, and get them together and they have good communication and they're working together, they can take over the world.
That's it.
I'm telling you.
They're unconquerable.
But you have to communicate, and you have to realize that sometimes the husband may hear it differently, the wife may hear it differently.
Yeah.
Don't get aggravated. Just begin to talk more and get down to the nitty-gritty and really find out what's really going on.
Yeah,
instead of
it's not
getting
about
aggravated.
changing the other person or always just changing you. Just understand them. You have to and that's like a mouthful.
Sometimes you got to relinquish the control of trying to be in control.
Yes.
Because sometimes we always try to be in control. And that's one of the biggest
one.
problems with our communication is we want to control the communication.
Yeah.
Whoever's in control of the communication got the most power. Why are you trying to have more power than somebody? There's no need for me to try to have more power over you than you. Why? I mean, what have I accomplished? I conquered my wife. What have I really, truly, nothing but became a bully. That's it.
Yeah.
And so there's no real accomplishment. But the real accomplishment is that we got together. We came and we solved this thing and we worked this thing out, and now we overcoming it.
Yes.
It's not that I shut her down. It's not none of that. It's not that. It's all about getting to the end result and getting to where you want to go to win.
Right.
Because the whole thing about it is you should be wanting to win in life.
Right.
We should be wanting to get the house, get in the car. We should be wanting to get the
together.
business. We should be wanting to do all this stuff, but we got to do it together, and we have to leave that understanding of you a woman, I'm a man, and we communicate and think differently sometimes. Right. That's okay. I just got to realize and understand that certain things I say may trigger something. It may trigger, for instance, one of the biggest arguments we get in is getting ready. Because I be bugging you. You got frustrated with me today. She got frustrated with me today because I'm like, okay, come on now, let's go. You had all day. All that type of stuff. And so she there. I said you can do stuff in the car. Come on now. And so she there. She got her little tight mouth look, and she all upset, walking and everything. And so she says, Donnie, it's not going to help you just walking around, just keep bugging me about it and everything. But I think it does, because if I went downstairs, then you would seem like you may be longer. Right. But if I stay up there and bug you, you're going to want to hurry up and get out.
So he thinks then that is the yes.
I ain't saying that's the right way. I'm just saying, I'm just using a real life situation.
Is totally different.
Just thinking about logic stuff.
And our reasoning and
stuff.
stuff.
We did that, and we still, and everything. We rolled eyes at each other, whatever, and all that type of stuff. But we wasn't mad. It's over. I mean, whatever. We deal with it, go through it, and then come and encourage you and everything and tell you about it. Because listen, I would never try to act like we got it together. I'll tell you about every argument we have. I don't care. Whatever.
We'll let you
but
know.
The thing thing about it is we gonna always overcome it and win.
That's right.
That's the key.
Yes.
We're not gonna be like some of them little phony folks out there out like, you know, oh no, we don't fuss.
Yeah,
No,
we
you're
don't do
lying. You
plastic.
lying.
We
You
don't do
lying.
phony.
You're liar and everything. No. And so you have to realize that you're gonna trigger each other. And y'all gonna aggravate one another. And sometimes you got different ways. You know, like I tell them, I was like, you was I was like, come on, Tar. I was all getting on you and about it and everything, and then you get upset because you try to then Donnie, you ain't my daddy, and then I try to act like you one of the kids, and you talking about something. I'm not one of the kids. You don't have to try to talk to me or treat me like I'm one of the kids. And it's not that I'm trying to treat you like one of the kids. It's I'm just trying to get a certain result out, but yet it's not the right way all the time.
Right.
So I'm still working on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we both are. And this is what you come to understand about each other. So you see how he can be doing one thing and his motive is something else, and he actually has very good intentions.
It's,
but
just
what
to be
it
on
looks
time,
like
that's
and
all.
sounds like,
But it'll come out the wrong way.
So wrong.
So men, your words can come out the wrong way. But you could be like, what? I didn't mean that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what? I mean,
Then they be like, what?
I mean, what you mean by that? I mean, I ain't mean nothing. I was just saying,
That was the problem.
And so it was like, well, yeah.
kept that one.
Well, and so we have. We have to go ahead and learn. We have to go through it, but don't stay there.
Yeah, don't get
when
stuck.
it happens, let it be known. See, this is the key to it. If you can let somebody know what they did, and if that person is smart enough to realize it, and then say, okay, before I do it next time, let me rethink it. And sometimes I'll do it again, and then have to go back. And sometimes it takes a little while to get it out. But you gotta let a person know. Stop, women and men. Stop getting mad at what the person said or did, and then walk away and not say nothing and be like, nothing. Don't worry about it, nothing.
Yeah.
No. Tell me what I did. Tell me what I said so I can correct it, or so that when I do it again, I'll be a little more conscious of it, and I'll know that I offended you or hurt you, and I can react appropriately.
Right. So I think maybe we can get back on this. Listen, we would love for you all to inbox us, message us, send us your comments, your topics, things you like to hear about, even concerning this, because before we go into our whatever we're going to do next week, we can hit on this a little bit.
We can talk about this more, but we got to go because our daughter got to go to her dance rehearsal. And Linda up here throwing some stuff out there talking about what you say.
What you say and interpretation are two totally different things.
Isn't that
you are
something?
Exactly right.
And so that's key. I mean, how long Linda been married for a little, as my brother would say, for a grip too, huh?
Yeah, Linda and Chad, they've been married for quite a while.
Yeah, they've been married for a while.
20-something. I forgot. I apologize.
And so we're here to just help you, give you some advice, give you some thoughts, talk about ourselves, and maybe you can see from our blunders how you can get a little bit of help and everything.
25
years. Oh, well, congratulations. Woo. Hey, we close. You 25, we 26. Yeah. Amen. We gonna be there together forever. Hallelujah. So yeah, we here to help you out, to give you advice. Like I said, we did something wrong that can help you, and you can help do it, and it can help you so you can do it right. Yeah. But Married with Benefits is all about helping you with your relationships. It's not just about us being the pastors and Christians. Because like I said, I started the whole show off like this: if you're married and not have a good sex life, something's wrong. You gotta have a good sex life when you're married, because there's too much temptation. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And so you do. That's something that has to happen. You do. And brothers, I would admonish you to do some core work. Get your abs right. I'm telling you. Yeah, brothers, get your core right. Get your stomach right. I'm telling telling you, it's
Yes.
going to help you. It's going to
Core
help
is
you in the
powerful.
long run. It's going to help your stamina. It's going to help you. So
you sound like you are aware.
so do that. But this, if you have any questions or comments
Yeah.
about this communication thing, like even was like what Linda had, have any questions or comments, I want you to send it. Send them to my wife's page and everything, and put up there mention and Married with Benefits and everything, and we'll bring topics up and
That's
talk
right.
about it and deal with
And
it.
we don't have to say your name, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
Be,
yeah. Women,
yeah, women need
yeah.
good abs too. Yes, we do, sister.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And so
New
so
things
so we're gonna
require
keep it.
strength.
I'll keep it PG for right now.
Yeah, for the
Amen.
moment.
But no, but write stuff in there and write comments about stuff to talk about, ideas,
Yes.
thoughts you have about some stuff we said, and we can piggyback off of it, as they say,
Yeah.
and we can just talk about some stuff. There's no specific format we have. We don't study for nothing. We just get up here and freaking talk about 20,
That's it.
and we just say what we're gonna talk about today.
yeah, right
Why?
off the
Because
cuff.
we wanted to be spontaneous. Now,
Yeah.
when we do want to bring stuff, we do. I mean, we study all the time. We preach, we minister, we study all the time.
Yes.
But for this, we want it to be real. And we want to keep it real with you and help you out. So, so write in my wife's comments. That's where you want them to write in your
Yes.
comments about
Yes, or you can
about what
inbox
you want us to mention, inbox what you want us to mention, what your questions you have. We'll answer any question. We'll talk about anything that we can talk about that's legal for us to talk about, and help you out. And we thank you for listening to us today.
Yes,
Thank
we
you for
appreciate you
listening
so
to us on Facebook, y'all. Hey, I be forgetting we got that camera up there and they looking at us, and maybe we can illustrate something one day or do something. But other than that, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, we have church at 55 South State Ave on the 3rd floor in the auditorium, Sundays at 11 a.m.
That's right.
We're in our phase of finding our building, our ministry headquarters for Indianapolis, and we're out of our comfort zone because
Totally
because of
out.
the coronavirus, we had to do this.
Yeah.
And so we have room for people to come.
That's
so
right,
come
we
on,
do.
hurry up, first come, first serve, and
That's
get the best seats in the house, and come on out there. And we'll be also doing it virtually too on the Global Harvest Christian church page on the Facebook. So check us out and stay connected and hear everything that's going on.
Yes.
You always talked about. You got something you about to say just then?
Yes, what were you going to say?
No, finish what you're saying. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help us get up
I
out
was
of here.
going to say, also let people know about the app, Radio Wave for You, and let them know to download the app. And we want you to, if you haven't done it yet, then please download the app and be a fan and participate with the other shows and programs that come on. Some great stuff up here. And hey, listen, we're here to serve the community, and we want the community to work with us. So get in, be a part of our listening community, and we got some great things coming.
And we getting up out of here with a saying my wife like to say,
Yes.
and that is, what is it?
The blessed life is the best life.
Be blessed. Have a good night. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Audio Jungle.